The Niger Delta Youth Employment Pathways (Ndyep) is a pilot project implemented by PIND Foundation with funding support from Ford Foundation.
The main aim of the project is to develop model pathways for youth job readiness or workforce development that provides the marginalized youths, men and women in the Niger Delta region the opportunities to secure sustainable jobs through an intensive skills development program that equips them with market-relevant skills.
The market survey and economic study for the implementation of the Ndyep program began in late 2017, while implementation began in 2018. The Ndyep project is piloted in 3 states: Rivers, Abia, and Akwa Ibom states. In the pilot phase, Ndyep provided direct vocational training and in 4 sectors of the economy, which included ICT, renewable energy, solar, agriculture, construction, and finished leather sector.
My name is Udua Kretel. I studied business administration in a private polytechnic. I have worked for several corporate bodies as an administrator, but I never saw the satisfaction in the job. I had to stop.
I have a BSc in marketing, and I was actually hustling on the streets, getting a job, and I was just probably doing little or nothing.
The Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta, PIND, in consortium with Ford Foundation, seeks to addressing the teeming population of unemployed and unskilled youth in the Niger Delta.
Having a young population in itself is not a bad thing, because it's certainly a lot of energy that needs to be put in the right place. But the challenge right now is that the economy, though has had some times of significant growth, but that growth has not been accompanied with the relevant kind of job creation. It's not inclusive enough as a lot of people would say.
Ndyep's intervention in construction aimed to equip disadvantaged young people with quality, market-relevant skills which are in demand in the industry. Ndyep's intervention in the value chain recognized that most traditional skills acquisition programs have not adequately delivered sustainable results, owing to the fact that they do not pay attention to what happens to the entrepreneurs they produce.
The approach being that is demand-driven, is market-led, and is based on data.
I believe, I am sure, Ndyep made its target, because everything we are doing is data-driven. There is data to back that up. In terms of number, in terms of being a pathway to employment, we have success stories locally and internationally.
The training was competency-based. It was broad, not only technical training, but you are preparing people with those soft skills that people often say become the success factors. So not only were they trained, but they were prepared for the marketplace.
And the selection was based on initial assessments, which had numeracy, literacy, and psychometric tests.
We had deliberate targets: gender, people with disability.
The Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta was poised towards using effective methodologies to reach out to people using different channels and online platforms such as Facebook and several other social media. Community-based organizations were used to reach out to people at the grassroots, since these CBOs had direct links and have gained trust from the people over time. PIND utilized the youth association networks and ministries of employment using PIND's platform known as ND-Link to reach out to a vast number of young people. PIND went further to use ND-Link champions, who are basically influencers with a vast number of following, and also interfaced with the different local governments in different areas.
My name is Chidi Stanley Azubike. A friend of mine told me of it, and he now brought me to this Care the Look Academy. I filled the form manually. As time goes on, I received the call to come and to be interviewed. I didn't pay any money, so after then, we were all shortlisted to begin the program.
I got to know about Ndyep on Facebook. One of those days I was online in the evening. I just saw a post that people will be screened on several skills, and I picked interest in woodwork.
Ndyep set out to position young trainees to take advantage of opportunities across the construction sector, such as carpentry, welding, electricity fittings and installation, plumbing and tiling. The construction training was practical, hands-on, elements both in the classroom and at live construction sites where trainees get to put in what they have learned into practice.
The goal here for this training is to get the trainees skillful enough to be awarded an NIOB qualification certification, which is a certificate that can help them to get jobs, and also this certificate empowers them to be self-reliant, they can be self-employed.
Self-employment was beginning and gaining traction more or less as a pathway, and it's a solid pathway for young people to find work in an economy like what we have. And so we are modeling multiple pathways to employment. And so what we've seen is young people who are trained actually beginning to make those transitions from nothing to earning income.
Ndyep made sustainable livelihood options, either in employment or in enterprise. Ndyep carried out the training by partnering with local organizations that already had a stake in the construction sector, which were specifically tasked with supporting the transition from training into enterprise as part of the pathways, such as accumulating experience beyond the training and provision for technical support and mentoring to startups.
As a partnerships initiative, we work with and through partners across all our program areas. So we applied the same processes for partner selection to the Ndyep project. First and foremost, we were looking at private providers mainly, so market actors, because we had the issue of sustainability at the back of our minds when we were trying to select partners.
What PIN has done is to create what I call an enabling platform for exchange of ideas, and that has principally driven what PIN has been able to achieve presently.
Many people are being, developed, their capacity are being developed, their skills are being improved, and so when they finish the training, we are sure that they will get placements in our member companies.
The process of assessment was quite unique, and also the access of the training to poor and underprivileged people. It was not done through political systems. People had the opportunity and free, fair to everyone, even the male-female ratio and all that.
Ndyep's intervention in the building construction sector is no doubt equipping the disadvantaged young people with quality market-relevant skills.
The Niger Delta Youth Employment Pathways Project had a target of 1,000 youths in the first year and 3,000 youths in the second year. In the first year, we trained over 1,600 youths, and in the second year, we trained 3,180 youths. So it was very impressive, and I can say we've met our target in terms of number of participants. We had a target of 40% women and at least 10% persons living with disabilities. As at the end of the second year program, we had 37.5% women on the program and 5.5% persons living with disabilities.
While the training focuses on construction, it also includes numerous opportunities available, such as post-training supports for trainees into sustainable employment, strengthening skills, and building experience in the sector, and access to funds for business startups. In this way, the organization plans to help bring about wider networks and more opportunities for the trainees.
Currently, I've finished the training. I'm now doing my job. With this program from PIN, I have been able to confidently say I can enter anywhere, I can build people intellectually in woodwork.
What have we learned in the 2-year pilot phase? We have learned never to underestimate the importance of strong partners and transparency in the selection of partners as well as trainees. They contributed significantly to the success achieved during the Ndyep pilot. Ndyep training methods integrate business and soft skills with technical skills. It provides opportunities to apply and practice different types of skills over the course of the training, and we found that to be more effective.
During the training too, there was a soft skill training that was carried out. And for us as E&I Center, we equally have that kind of curriculum to do soft skill training for our trainees before we go into the real skills.
Ndyep approach is innovative and informed by evidence from research and analysis. The pilot will be used to develop the evidence based around approaches to tackling youth unemployment situation in the Niger Delta.
We also worked with a couple of government stakeholders. From the onset of the project during the research in 2017, a lot of government stakeholders and MDAs were already carried along as to what we wanted to do. We had meetings with them personally, we had learning forums where they got invited, we had a regional roundtable where we had representatives from all the 9 Niger Delta states.
The pilot will be used to develop the evidence based around approaches to tackling youth unemployment situation in the Niger Delta. Indeed, a cursory appraisal of the project shows a streak of success stories, with its intervention in the construction value chain is no doubt equipping the disadvantaged young people with quality market-relevant skills. As a performance-based intervention, targets have been achieved at 100%. Finally, regarding adoption and adaptation, with more states adopting the model.